We are live streaming this little episode as well. So if you'd like to swing on over to the Facebook page and check out this live stream. What are we doing, gentlemen? Are we going to wrap this thing up right now?
Mild day 3. We were only planning on being here for 3 days. It is getting into the mid-afternoon where a lot of the artists are, done with grabbing their lunch and they're on their way out to do their sets. So I think it's a good time to wrap up. Yeah. What do you think, Bob?
I agree there. We've you guys have done an incredible job. If I don't know if this is what we've done today, and you guys don't need to read it.
We're probably going to be doing one more from the message I just got.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really?
Really? Ooh.
The boys in Brother Oh Brother, otherwise B.O.B., are getting dressed and heading over. So.
Oh, we better wait then.
So this is not our official wrap-up show.
This isn't going to be our official wrap-up show. Well, let's start with, for those of you watching the live stream, the little guy sitting on Andy's lap, his name is Beckett. Hi, Beckett.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. Are you having fun hanging out with Dad today?
Yeah.
Awesome. What bands did you see that you liked?
Porky's Groove Machine.
Oh, nice.
Have you ever seen Porky's?
Yep. Porky's Groove Machine.
Yeah.
They are good. Bob, what you got going on, Bob?
Everything's going wrong.
Bob's losing his stuff.
Who did you see, Jerry? I think I know, but who did you see that you really liked?
My favorite so far has been Jossie. They were fantastic. I saw them yesterday afternoon for the first time at Riverside. It blew me away. I corralled Bob and the boys to head over last night to Rookies, and Bob was blown away, and Jossie was nice enough to stop in today and do an interview with us. That was pretty sweet. So
very, very, very cool.
Yeah. And who else did I see?
You guys saw Brother Oh Brother yesterday.
Yeah, Brother Oh Brother tore the roof off of Chadwick's.
They still have the belts.
They still are the world reigning champions.
My favorite part about the Brother Oh Brother show was I think they were 2, maybe 3 songs into their set, and I could tell Chris just wasn't feeling it, He wasn't feeling it, and he turned around and he took the volume knob on his amp and went about up to 11 and instantly the stage volume just blew up.
Yep.
I'm thinking all the sound man's probably freaking out, but after that
it was on.
He was possessed and on fire. Man. Sure. But you need that. You got to have that,
Yeah, I think at the sound check they were feeding back a little bit, and he was told to turn it down. I don't think he was very happy about it. You never tell a guitar player to turn on a guitar.
Sounds like he made up for it, though.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Well, when you're a 2-piece like that, you have to have all your sonic tools in order, right? I don't know if you've ever played a 2-piece there, Andy.
Nope.
No, you never played a 2-piece?
I mean, I played acoustically a 2-piece, but that doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Because you got to play the bass part, too.
You're right.
Are you a bass player?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Is your natural instrument guitar? Or your first instrument that you learned is guitar?
Guitar, yep. And then, and then bass after. If you know a guitar, you can kind of play bass.
You know what? I have 2 bass guitars. And the only thing I've ever done is just kind of follow the melody of the song. Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. So, there's a lot to play in bass.
Yep, that's for sure.
Let's ask Tony. Tony can call in, can he?
Tony. Yeah, Tony doesn't know how to play bass either, though.
There is a shot from the twin brother.
Shots fired.
Well, yeah, I guess we're going to be probably hopping back on pretty quick. So
yeah.
Should we get off the air now?
Let's wrap her up for now, and then we'll be back on shortly.
Brother Oh Brother is coming up. Stay tuned to WCZR Code Zero Radio. Caffeine with Dressed to the Nines on WCZR Code Zero Radio. We are being joined by some very special guests, some guys I've been wanting to talk to for quite a while. We have Brother Oh Brother in the house.
Hey,
Hello.
How you guys doing today?
feeling good.
Yeah,
Feeling
feeling
relaxed.
feeling nice and easy.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of all the perks of appearing at Mile of Music.
Oh yeah, for sure. I went and did a sensory deprivation float yesterday, and then we did massages today. And
I don't ever want my sensory. I want my senses
want
to
all-
never be deprived. I want them at fully operational at all times.
oh man, it's great. I'm feeling the most relaxed I've felt in a long time.
Well, I wish I could feel the same way. I'm very intimidated by you guys because you're such monsters of rock. And every time I've seen you play, I've just been in awe.
Well, thanks.
That's
That's
very
very nice.
kind of you,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's very nice.
No problem. So Mile of Music, this is like the third or fourth one you've appeared at?
I think it's the fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth one?
We did.
But it's been 5 years
Yeah,
since we've been here. So.
I think we did 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
I think is what
3, 4.
if the math is
Mhm.
right. And then now we're here at 9.
9. And you were actually up here a couple months ago, weren't you? Or a few months ago?
Trying to
Ooh,
remember.
It's been a while.
I think in maybe January or something. We played
Yeah.
Appleton Beer Factory somewhere around January or
Was that in
something.
January?
It was
I think so.
something.
It's been a long- it's
early.
been a
It was
minute.
the early part of the year.
What?
But yeah,
What the hell kind of time thing have I been in? It's some kind of time warp or something.
we're all living in it, man.
Yeah?
It's all good.
I was commenting earlier on your PV hat.
Yeah.
Since we're live streaming. That's an amazing hat.
Thank you.
know,
Thank you. Dude, it's it pleases me every time I see it. I'm like, man, it's yeah, I can't believe it's real. So I'm
You ordered it on the internet too, so it's used. Did you delouse it?
No.
I looked.
No, I mean
A bug fell out of it when it
that
When I got
means
it.
you probably needed to delouse it.
Yep, they
I don't
charge-
I don't have to worry about that.
yeah, it's like a little potato bug came rolling out there. It's like, hey,
Sweet.
I'm like,
Sweet.
you know, this is my home now. This is my swamp.
Is PV still based out of Meridian, Mississippi?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're still mostly American made.
And you use a PV amp.
I've got I own 3 PV amps.
Yeah, he's a PV guy through and through.
Yeah, man.
What is it about that amp? Is it loud and nasty?
It's just taken time, and I've had so many different amps, Music Man, Sons, all kinds of stuff. But we started the band out with one PV Windsor, and then I've always kept it. Then time passed, and some bands I liked, I'd see them with their bass rig running these 70s PV bass rigs that are just super clean, like just push a lot of air. They don't get compressed, and I was like, well, let's try that for meshing with guitar. Sounds awesome. And then I bought a PV Classic 410 a couple months ago, and they're just big. Like it's a big sound.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I was trying to fight it. Vince
Yeah?
McMahon hates sneezing, so
Got this nice.
well, I don't think we need to be impressing Vince McMahon.
that's
anymore.
good. That's good.
I don't think his opinion matters as much.
I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. What,
Don't feel bad.
So you got to depend on the drum kits that they provide. Does that throw you off at all, or?
No, because
They're
I've
all
got
really nice.
I've got this. Yeah, they're great. They're always in tune, unlike my drums maybe sometimes. But the big thing for me is, I do the whole standing and jumping off the drums and all that business. And I was a little leery about it this year because they're really nice drum kits. But then I just decided I'm going to be me, and if I break something, I'll pay for it.
Yeah, right.
But so far, so good.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's a great part of the act. Is the end of the show is like, well, what's going to happen? Are police going to be called, or is there going to
That's
be a
happened
riot?
once.
Yeah, there's one time we set off smoke alarms 2 or 3 times, but one time it was normally we'll have like a huge fog machine and stuff, and we had a fire department show up once.
Yeah.
That was a good moment.
That's awesome. So the idea of being a 2-piece band, was that the original thought, or did somebody?
We have just literally been talking about this in the pool for like
we were
about
having
our past. We were reminiscing.
an aquatic
Yeah.
adventure thinking about it. Yeah, we started out, so the band actually started with me and a bass player being like, hey, let's do this thing. And then we had another guy who we thought was maybe going to drum, but then his business blew up, and so had to find another one. And by happenstance, me and Warner reconnected. We knew each other from some previous bands,
Yeah.
but I went into Lowe's one day where he worked at the time, and he was working there, and it was just dumbest luck. And I was like, hey, you look familiar. And he was like, yeah, I was in this band. And I was like, oh, I was in this. I'm starting this new thing. Are you still drumming? Would you want to drum? Like, I was just like basically cold calling someone. I'm like, you play drums?
Yeah.
You look nice. And then we tried it, and then we're like, all right, let's do it. And then so yeah, we had a bass player for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
And then he just had life stuff happen, and then we became a 2-piece, and we were just kind of like, let's stick to this. It was
Yeah.
like 6 months to a year. We're like, let's just stick to this for a while and see how this goes. And a lot of the bands that we like, there are a lot of 2-piece bands that we like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just made sense. It just felt right. It just felt
You
right.
guys were
when I looked in
actually-
your eyes.
You were kind of doing it before, like Royal Blood, weren't you?
It would have been pretty close to about the same time as they were doing it, probably, right?
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Clearly they won in this battle.
No, but I gotta give credit to you guys for pioneering the field.
Hardly.
Did you?
Thank you.
Did it take a while to get your rig set up to where?
No, that was the thing. A lot of the
Really?
songs we were written were pretty 2-piece ready. We just
Yeah.
happened to have a bass player, and it was just like, hey, these could work. So yeah, I mean, I've been running guitar rig and bass rig now though for probably 4 or 5 years. Maybe longer, honestly, as I think about it. The moment I went to 2 like guitar rigs, I was like, oh, I'll never go back. This is what have I been doing? Like, it's just it's so much bigger. Just didn't understand all the sweet science behind it, but now I do.
Oh yeah, and you have more room on stage.
Yeah, with only 2 people, we we're able to maximize the space, because especially sometimes you'll have these stages and just nature of the room, it's a small stage.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to imagine trying to have good showmanship up there, and you've got like 5 people. I'm like, man, this is cramped, So I'm thankful, for only 2 of us.
Especially like a stage from like Chadwick's, which is really small.
Yeah. That's where being a 2-piece was good. So
Yeah,
for sure.
awesome. And the whole wrestling motif is going on too. Is that has there been a declared winner yet, or?
We're big wrestling fans in our personal lives, and a lot of the business side, or like the traveling and everything that goes along with being a professional wrestler, is very parallel to the life of being a musician on the road.
Right.
And so a lot of those things cross over, and a lot of the best way to have a good performance is to be theatrical and have kind of like that character, and that's part of what pro wrestling brings to the table for us. So we're like, okay, well, we can take those same concepts and apply it to the theatrics of our performance, and there's a lot of crossover there. We don't want to like overdo it and make it silly or anything, but we like
Right.
to homage it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, the ending of the act is just so classic. I mean, if you haven't seen Brother or Brother yet, please see them live, because it's always a surprise what you guys come up with. Another thing going on I wanted to cover really quick was Romanus Records. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got your own pressing thing going on.
Yeah. So, been running the record label for like 7 years, and it was birthed out of the band. It was from us touring, and then we were on 5 or 6 different independent labels, and just started acquiring knowledge. And I started working on I wanted to make these really custom vinyl records, like
Right.
liquid filled and sand filled and LED. And I needed people to know that I was making them, not the label we were on. So I made Romanus Records just as a way to differentiate that. And the response was so good. It was actually the first time we came up to Mile of Music. I remember it now. That's the first time I had a custom record go up for sale. We had these glow-in-the-dark Dino Bones, and they sold out in 2 minutes, and it was 60 of them, and it was like $70 a piece. And I was just like, man, nobody's going to buy this. I don't know. And it sold out immediately, and it just grew. And then it just made sense to start bringing on other bands, and then opened up a manufacturing side of my business, and now I've been full-time just doing vinyl stuff for the last 3 years, almost 3 years in November, which just seems impossible.
Yeah, and the manufacturing part of it, I imagine that's quite a capital investment.
So I don't own a full pressing plant or anything. So I've got my label side and my manufacturing side. And on my manufacturing side, basically the big thing I'm doing is making all these custom, like liquid filled and stuff like that for other bands and other labels that aren't mine. So like I just did stuff for this rap album that like Drake and Meek Mill and Young Thug are on. Young Thug's in jail right now. Did stuff for like Mortal Kombat, Ninja Turtles, Hey Arnold, Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did
Wow.
like a Bloodfield record for like 28 Weeks Later soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like it's been wild, like how the growth. So, but yeah, it's a good advantage for our band because it just makes us, when we're writing and we're not worried about, man, I hope that we get some support labels wise or have something behind this, you know. So, yeah, it's given us some good advantages, and we've just made a lot of great friends through it too.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
it helps like with the release of our new album. It's not coming out really officially until September, but since Chris has the record label and we can kind of do what we want when we want, we can have physical copies available even when we don't. It's not technically out because we make all the choices. We
I-
run the show.
I make the money. I roll the
Roll
nickels.
the nickels.
The game is mine.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so the new album is called Skinwalker.
Skinwalker.
I
Yeah.
had that on
Yes,
the
sir.
tip of my tongue. That's almost a monster movie kind of vibe to it, right?
Well, yeah, it's like the whole idea is there's this like Native American folklore about the Skinwalker, and it's this creature that can seem human and almost like is human, and you think it's human, but then some of the things it does tip you off that it's not quite exactly human, and then it becomes this monster that can devour you. And the idea is like there's a lot of fake humans out there in the world, and just the idea of truth is not very clear sometimes, and there's a lot of people presenting their own truth that is maybe not true and causing a lot of confusion in the world. And so like that's the idea behind Skinwalker, is
Yeah.
that there's
Just all
there's
this
this
like
false
dystopian themes
Yeah.
and just just all of it came through. And we have this guy from Argentina who does this incredible art. He's so hard to get a hold of. There's a language barrier. He disappears off the internet for months at a time. But yeah, he did this art, and it's like better than I could have ever hoped for.
Yeah.
So
Really?
yeah.
So if a person gets cremated, can you put their ashes in between the layers?
Oh yeah. So there has been, I've been asked this so many times, and like I've seen where they'll like press your ashes, but it's like just little dots. I'm like, the way I do things, like, dude, we could fill that bad boy up. Like we can get some movement going. Yeah, for real. So get some little teeth in there. Who knows? Who knows?
That's how you get a haunted record room, Chris.
I got asked one
How you get
time.
that?
I got asked one time to do it, and I said, if you really want me to, I'll do it. And it was a friend. It was like a family friend, and
Oh, wow.
not family, I guess church family friend. But luckily they didn't follow up. I didn't have to go through with it. So
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. I don't know.
yeah, it felt odd. Odd.
Yeah.
So
Well, getting back to the Mile of Music, you guys have shows coming up.
We got one more for the weekend,
One
and it's
more?
going to be a big one. Yeah.
Where's that going to be at?
We're going to be at the Riverside Bar and Grill tonight
Okay.
at about 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah.
hopefully the skies will hold
Hi,
off.
we've been
weather
hearing that.
permitted. Yeah. I've been, very Skinwalker adjacent. I've been seeking truth that affirms, what I want to hear. Weather.com, it's like 50%. It's not great. But AccuWeather says 7%. I like those odds.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll
see what
take
happens.
that.
Yeah.
Is
So-
there an alternative? Is there a backup plan? Or
I don't
think
know.
so.
I don't even know who we would talk to about that.
I'm pretty positive there's no. It's
Yeah.
just you're just.
bring your stuff in here and we'll just tear the place up. Because they'll let us, I think.
This place is so nice.
What's the best way to get a hold of or to enjoy Brother Oh Brother?
Fire up your Al Gore machine, I guess, and like hop on the internet. You can go to brotherbrother.com or Spotify, our socials, any of those things, or romanusrecords.com as well. Like all the Brother stuff's available there.
And you'll ship albums.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we've got it's all there, buddy. So
I know my son and his friend, the first time they saw you at Bent Keg a few years ago.
Yeah.
After the show, Zach went up and he bought like 2 of everything you had.
awesome.
Yeah, because he was just blown away and he wanted to make sure that he had backups
Yeah.
for that stuff.
Tell them I said thanks. We need
Yeah.
those people out in the world. So
No doubt. And you're on Facebook, obviously, and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Instagram. Yeah.
Well, I thank you guys for joining us here on WCZR. I really do appreciate it. I've enjoyed the interview, and it's just great talking to you guys.
Yeah. Thanks
Hey.
for having us. We love doing it.
for sure. Thanks for being so complimentary. Your setup also
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah.
As like
Really nice.
as people who have ran,
Various podcasts.
various poor versions of podcasts,
Yeah.
good, bad, ugly, sad. Your setup is amazing.
Yeah, well, thanks. We've been chipping away at it, so hopefully we'll be able to do more of this.
It looks legit. Thank you so much for having us.
You bet. See you guys tonight at Riverside. What time?
10-10.
Yeah. 10-10.
Brother Oh Brother here on WCZR. I think I'm going to play one of their songs. It's called I Got It. You're listening to New Rock for New Radio on WCZR, Code Zero Radio.
Everything. So, good to see a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any sets coming up today yet?
We just played actually, but we're playing tomorrow if it doesn't rain at Fox River House.
Outside.
Yep.
Well, the Fox River House is a pretty cool place to play.
Yeah, it's
during
Yeah.
the mile.
one of our
gorgeous.
favorites for sure.
So where did you play earlier today?
We played in the ballroom at I think it's Hilton Paper Valley Hotel.
Across the street.
Yeah.
Wow. How was that show?
It was crazy.
Very fun.
Yeah. We
Very
weren't sure
cool.
what to expect so early in the day, but
Yeah.
there were a lot of people, and it's very fun.
We talked a little bit when you were on Fox Cities Core recently about the music video you guys were working on. I asked Texas Butter Todd.
Texas Butter
Texas
I
Butter
Todd.
asked Texas Butter Todd about that video, and he said, well, prepare to wait a little longer. I
Yeah.
believe is kind of how he worded it. So when can we
Yeah.
expect to see this video, you guys?
Oh man. So we've had this album written for like a couple years, and it just takes time to like plan the release for all of it, because to just like put the songs out and then not market them right, they kind of just don't do anything. So I don't know. Hopefully like in less than 6 months.
So the video is completely complete.
I think so. It's pretty close.
Okay.
Max Hauser is actually here. He was with Brett Newski last night doing some film stuff. He's the one working on the video.
It's Liminal Visions.
Mm-hmm.
It's their company.
Well, I can't wait to see that video. And you guys did Oshkosh Main Street Music Fest last week.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You had Jenna Kapitsky stepping in drums.
She's great. Yeah.
Was it a seamless transition having Jenna step in?
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah, she picked up on things real quick, and
She did her homework.
yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah.
It sounded like she was with the band for a long time from how she was playing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's pretty
she's great.
impressed.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that show is you had all the planes buzzing over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But how does something like Oshkosh Main Street Music Fest compare to Mile? I know it's kind of two different things, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there any similarity between the two?
Yeah, like they put a focus on original music in both festivals, which is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Milo Music is definitely a bigger festival. I think I don't know. The Main Street Music Fest has been going on for a while, though. Maybe even longer than Milo Music. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's been. I'm not sure. I haven't lived in Oshkosh. too
Yeah,
long, but
it's been about the same,
Yeah.
but yeah, the original music thing is similar with both of them. Other than that, yeah, I mean they're both great festivals.
Well, the Becca joined me now, which he's enjoyed your music video with the karate studio in it.
Oh
nice.
yeah.
And I think we talked a little bit about that
yeah.
Mhm.
before. But so, what's up next for you guys is another album release, the video release. Anything else that you're working on? And I'm really impressed by your restraint, because I know most bands, instead of like trying to wait for every piece to fall into place properly, they would just put stuff out sloppy and like not,
Oh, sure.
be strategic about
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we just.
I mean,
wanna,
it's painful to not release
Yeah.
stuff.
We just want to hit the right window too, where we can go play shows and tour on the album and stuff like that. And in winter, it's a little harder
Yeah.
here.
Would you guys ever consider going out on a 2-week tour?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did that
We did do that.
Mhm.
last few years ago or
It
something.
was 2019 or something like that.
We were in we almost did that this summer too with Indianapolis and Nashville and some other shows. They were all. We kind of like did like a mini tour, came home, mini tour, came home, and then played a bunch of like more local stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like weekend run kind of deals instead of one straight 2-week period.
Have you been networking at all during the last few days?
Yeah, I mean,
meeting all kinds of new people, and
Where's the best place to network at Mile of Music?
the lounge.
The lounge.
the lounge. Yeah, I mean, honestly, just walking around too. There's so many people who will come up and like so many new faces, and you meet new musicians and stuff just walking around, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of the whole festival is good for networking.
Yeah. The hotel's fun. I think there's a lot of bands staying at the hotel.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you guys. I know this was kind of a quick interview, but I want to thank you for jumping on and.
Yeah. for
Yeah,
sure.
of course, man. Thank you.
I look really forward to seeing that video.
Yes,
and if
us
I
too.
interview any more like people that are close to you guys, I'm going to be picking their brains, just so you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful about who knows the intel.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is Texas Butter Todd in the video?
He is in the video.
Because he mentioned that. I believe he said he was there.
Yep.
For the
He
shoot,
was
so I didn't.
playing the keyboard
Mhm.
and playing.
Oh,
a
he's playing keyboard in
synthesizer.
the.
Yeah.
That's really-
Yes,
that's
he's
something new.
he snuck in on the keys.
Any collaborations with Todd in the future in Horace Green?
Todd's yeah, he might be joining us on like a rhythm guitar kind of thing.
That would be
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when. I don't want to talk for Todd. I don't know how much he's got going on, but
Yeah.
we've been playing together a little bit. Summer's super busy, so
Mhm.
it's hard to get together, but I think he'll be with us eventually.
Yeah. Hopefully in the near future.
Sam, Tony, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Horace Green.
Thanks
If you
for
haven't
having
seen
us.
Horace Green, check them out, especially if you love blues rock and you can't really put one genre on you guys. You're sort of a nice mixture of a lot of different stuff, but your music's very enjoyable and can't help but have fun at a Horace Green show. So
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Thanks, man. Yeah, thank you.
You've been listening to WCZR, Code Zero Radio. Thank you.
Yeah.
A little longer than I told you guys.